let's talk about website development scams. If you didn't know, you can actually buy websites. Well, it's more like renting them because you have to pay a yearly fee to your registrar, but you can have control of that website. So if you wanted adorableaardvark.com or .org or .net or .bar or any other TLD, you can have it for a set price. I own several websites, one of them being unlvgroup.com, which is the main website for this channel and this project in general. I also own unitedbeatsdoctors.com, which I think is absolutely hilarious, and I'm astonished that nobody else thought to buy it in the 7 years since that incident happened. But I own it, and I think it's hilarious. If you want to learn more about a website, you can perform what's called a Whois search, and that'll give you some basic information like the name servers, the date it was created. However, the contact information of who owns the website, the registrant, is almost always redacted. It's almost always hidden by some privacy metric as a service provided by either the TLD administrator or your registrar, and this should be very common. Do not go with a provider that does not provide this. So you know that I own unlvgroup.com because I've just told you in this video, but you wouldn't be able to figure that out by pulling the Whois because the Whois data is redacted. In addition to .com, .org, .net, and those other TLDs, there's .us. Now, this is specifically for people that are citizens, residents, companies, organizations, or foreign entities with a presence in the United States. Now, I live in Canada, so I don't qualify, but I bought one of these anyway because, I think I have a broader appeal with a .us domain. The thing about .us domains is there is no domain privacy whatsoever. So if we look up autoclaimsolutions.us, for example, you can see the registrant information, the person, their address, their phone number, their email, all that is public and it cannot be hidden. Domain privacy is specifically forbidden for .us per the company that handles the registration of .us. You cannot have that. So what happened was I bought a .us website and I put my real information because I thought that I had domain privacy, but it turns out I don't. And so my phone gets absolutely pounded by people from India calling me trying to set up a website. I guess they just scan the internet for newly registered domains and then call the people immediately. So I just get tons of these calls. So I told them that I was interested in hosting porn. I wanted to make a porn website, and about half of them dropped off after that. For the rest of them, I told them that as a part of the contract, as part of how I was setting this up, the web developer had to act in one of my porn movies, and about the other half dropped. There was one guy who was game. He would help me with the adult video website, and he would act in my films, and I had to hang up. He out-trolled me. So after that went down and I realized what happened, I went in and changed the registrant information on that domain to just this made-up stuff. Technically, this is against the rules because it's just against the rules. You're supposed to use real information, but obviously there's no privacy, so I can't. I made this change 3 years ago, and to this day, I still get phone calls and emails offering me web development services, even though if you do the Whois search, it reflects this information and not my information. So it really just goes to show the permanence of our personal information out there. You make one mistake like this 3 years ago, and it's still floating around out there and being utilized. This would be a great spot for a sponsor segment from like ExpressVPN or Aura or one of those companies. So if you work for one of those companies, you're watching, hit me up. So this video is going to cover the companies that have contacted me trying to sell me web development services in 2024. Again, 3 years after I removed my personal information from the ownership section of this website. Our first opening act is Ari Pro Designs, or at least some Indian guy who claimed to be from Ari Pro Designs. Now, this was back before I was recording all my phone calls, so I don't have a recording of this original call, but essentially he just called me, addressed me by name, and asked if I wanted help with my website. I think I told him that I did, and I would follow up with him, and then I immediately called him back with a different phone number.
Hello?
Ari Pro Designs?
Yes?
So I'm trying to understand the business model. You guys look up newly registered domains and then call the registrants offering them services?
Yes.
Don't you think that's kind of annoying?
Sorry?
Don't you think that's kind of annoying?
No?
To be on the receiving end of those phone calls?
No, nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
We don't receive those calls.
You make the calls.
Okay. So it's annoying for you?
Do you think it wouldn't be annoying to someone?
No problem. In that case, sir, I'll just mark you as DND, so you will not receive any call from our company.
This isn't the number associated with the website, though. In fact, what's really weird is that I changed the information about that website years ago, but I'm still getting the calls. So I'm like, is it an old registry? Are you guys not checking for it? Like, where's this coming?
Maybe.
I'm
sir,
confused.
It's not, yeah, and maybe it's, not only us. There are n numbers of companies who might be calling you. But I'll make sure that if you don't want to receive any calls from our company, I'll just mark you in DND.
Where do you guys get that information anyway? Because like most domain registries are privatized, except for .us, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think so, sir, because once you have the domain registered, like the information comes to us, so we try to give them a call if they have normally if you are buying a domain, that means you might need some services, so that's the reason we call the customer if they have some requirements.
Is there like a database somewhere that has all these? Where would you find this?
There are databases, sir. Actually, these are IT. This is all done by IT people.
Exactly. A different part. You just say, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. If you don't want to receive, I'll just make sure. Okay.
Sure. Okay. Our next opening act is iWeb Next. Now, a quick segue. When I was in high school, we had a teacher whom we'll call Mr. Maldonado. And when you misbehaved in class, Mr. Maldonado would look at you and say, "You're a special type of stupid." It wasn't like he wasn't like verbally abusive to us. He just kind of been teaching for a very long time and was kind of fed up with teenagers at that point. So anytime you acted out or did something dumb or plagiarized your homework, he would just be like, "You're a special type of stupid." But that aptly describes iWeb Next. They're a special type of stupid. So this is their website, and look how garbage this looks. Like if you're selling web design for a living, at least have a decent website. These floating squares are straight out of an early 2000s MySpace page. Unfortunately, I again don't have the original call, but an Indian woman called me, addressed me by name, and asked about my website. At this point, I had a spiel. I am a painter. I paint for a living, and I would like to sell my artwork on my website. I want to start off small, maybe like 10, 12 paintings at a time, but I'd like to be able to list my portfolio on my website, list paintings for sale, and actually sell them, like have the checkout and the shipping and all that taken care of on the website rather than independently. So I talked to Aniket, who is the guy in charge, I guess, and he quotes me 800 American dollars for an e-commerce website. Not 800 rupees, 800 American dollars. Aniket emails me and he's using a Gmail account instead of the actual domain, which is weird because you see at the bottom they have sales at iWeb Next. So they have a domain email, but for some reason they're using Gmail to email out. But he emails me a Stripe link. He wanted me to pay half of the $800 up front and the other half when the website is complete. Aniket proceeds to call and call and call and call, wanting to know why I haven't paid my invoice via Stripe. So I sent him this email. It's very long, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can pause and read it. But I wanted to highlight the Indian woman who initially contacted me apparently is an executive assistant with them, and her English comprehension was terrible, absolutely terrible. Now, not to judge people who learn English as a second language, it's not easy, but keep in mind they've hired her to reach out to American English-speaking clients on their behalf, so she should at least have some English skills. I tried explaining the DNC thing to her, and she just went, "Oh." Like, I wish I had a call recording of that because it is absolute gold when she did that. But anything that was like out of her script or outside of her wheelhouse, any kind of question you had that she just wasn't trained for, that's how she would reply. She wouldn't say, "I don't know." She would just be like, "Oh." It was hilarious. And yes, we indeed had a conversation when I asked Aniket about the who is and the fact that I'm not listed owner, because again, I changed that 3 years ago, and he's just like, well, their information is wrong. And I said, your information is wrong. And he's like, so what's your budget? Like, he just didn't, like I said, they're a special type of stupid. Aniket proceeded to not read this and call me again the next day, again, wanting to get his payment sorted so we can get that taken care of. So I created this fake payment receipt, which is honestly the greatest thing I've ever done. I love this so much. I love the Dr. Evil on the top where the PayPal logo should be. I love how I call them out so that they're really in India and that they're not using a business address. Especially love my muttered chode at kashmirbelongstopakistan.com, which on the topic of websites, that domain is available if you so want it. You'll probably get lots of hate mail, but it would be funny. I didn't mention this earlier. But I did mention it in the email. I called this company with multiple phone numbers, just trolling the hell out of them. And so sometimes they would quote me 800 for a website, sometimes 600. It was quite inconsistent. Same people too. Like Aniket for some reason was just a special type of stupid, as I'm saying. He didn't recognize that it was my voice and that it was the same prompt or the same spiel over and over again. So after I emailed him this, he didn't call me again. But 2 days later, the woman called me again, trying to offer me a website. So I gave him the same spiel. And when I got connected to Aniket, he hung up on me. I called him back and he's like, please don't call me. I'm like, bitch, you called me. And he's like, yes. You had asked for a follow-up, so we called you, but it's very clear that you don't want web development services, blah, blah, blah. And, with his tail between his legs. And that was the end of it. Or so I thought. Because I mean, like, after being trolled that hard, like, you would just delete my lead forever, right? Well, 3 months later, the same Indian woman calls me again, addresses me by name, wants to know if I want a website. I give him the same spiel. I get connected to Aniket, and he tries to sell me a website, this time for $600. And it's just like, these are the same people. I don't know if they just don't remember me or they're trying to, I don't know what's going on, but it's exactly the same. And so they send me a PayPal link this time instead of with a QR code. And just like the previous time, they then hound me on why I haven't paid my bill. So I get them on the phone and I tell them I'll send them, I did pay the bill and I'll send them the receipt, and I just send them the exact same receipt. And I also forward the previous email to Aniket. Unfortunately, he had me on hold to go check for that, so he just hung up on me. I called him back and he proceeded to just answer the phone but not say anything, like the little punk bitch he is. Eventually, he turned off his line, so it just had a busy signal, and then he blocked all of my phone numbers. So I don't know if these phone numbers down here are valid for the company anymore because he's blocked all my phone numbers. I do have a different 701 number that I called, though, and this is what happened.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Hello.
Hi, I'm looking for iWeb Next.
Yes. How may I help you?
Do you know if Aniket is still around?
Yes. Who's this? Let me know.
Lindsay.
Sorry.
Lindsay. Like I said, special type of stupid. Our final opening act is Digital Metro, and I'm just going to speed run through this. So here's their website. It looks ugly just like the rest of them. Instead of the squares at iWeb Next, they have these floating bubbles. Digital marketing experts, huh? Yeah, right. Anyway, they call me out of the blue. They want to sell me a website. I'm a painter. I want an e-commerce website to sell my paintings, around 10 of them at the time. They quote me $800. They send me a PayPal link. They want me to pay $400 now and $400 upon delivery of the website. They then call me and keep hounding me on why I haven't paid them yet. I sent them the same fake payment receipt. I just substituted their information, but I even kept in iWeb Next's phone number at the bottom because I was just straight up lazy. I also sent them this message in Urdu. Now, I don't speak Urdu, so I had to Google Translate it from English to Urdu. I don't remember what I said, so if we just Google Translate it back, this is a rough translation. It seems pretty accurate. I'm not going to read it, but you can pause and read it if you want to. You could say it's a little harsh, and I kind of agree, but you have to understand I'm sick and tired of these people calling me, offering me web development services when on paper, I'm not the owner of the website. Just do your fucking homework, guys. So what happens is I tell them that I did pay my PayPal invoice, and they're like, I don't see a payment. So then I offer to send them the payment receipt, and that's what I send them. So that's how that comes to be. So after I sent them the payment receipt, I get them on the phone to troll them like, hey, listen, I paid you. So when do we start? Like, what do we do next? And he's like, no, it's not a real, it's a fake receipt, blah, blah, blah. And then he lays into me. So essentially, the email made him very upset. He was not happy with it. This was his first time contacting me, so there's no reason why I should be so angry at him. All I had to do was say I'm not interested. They'll all say that, by the way. They're all going to be like, all you had to do was just tell us you don't want our services. So the onus isn't on them to not cold call people. The onus isn't on them to respect the do not call list. The onus isn't even on them to do their fucking homework and check the whois. The onus is on me to answer the phone, listen to their spiel, and very nicely tell them, I'm not interested. Yeah, fuck right off. Sometimes the whois is wrong, so I have to call other phone numbers. They wouldn't tell me where they got my phone number from, but that's why they called me even though the information says I'm not the owner. And it's really hard to get a US phone number and a US address. That's why they're based in India and they don't have a US presence. And that was a whole discussion. Basically, it was just 25 minutes. It was just straight bullshit. I did have a call recording at the time. I deleted it because no one would care, if I upload. There's no point. I just wouldn't subject you guys to that. But yeah, that's Digital Mitra. Well, that was interesting. And that fake payment receipt was really great. Haha, funniest YouTuber ever. What's the scam? Well, there are multiple things here. All of these companies are very clearly in India. There's no doubt about it, from the accents to their practices, they're just in India. However, they'll all claim to have some form of US presence. RA Pro Designs has an office in India, but they also are in Jacksonville. They don't say where in Jacksonville. Maybe they're homeless and you just gotta get there and look for the guy with the Indian accent trying to sell you a website. I don't know, but they have a Jacksonville office somewhere and a US phone number. iWebNext claims to be at this random apartment complex in Fargo, North Dakota. They say it at the footer of the email, on their website, and even in the payment request from Stripe. Digital Metro claims to be in India, in Singapore, and Canada, and at this random location in Oregon, which appears to be a grocery store. If you trace their phone numbers, it's our usual suspects, level 3, bandwidth, cinch, they're all VoIP numbers. So these people are in India, they have no US presence, they have no US locations, but they'll claim to be in the US, and they will use US numbers to try to get your business. These scammers are more likely than not just using WordPress templates. And this is where people get confused. They mix this up a lot. WordPress.com is the one where you can set up like a blog or your own website. And if you don't pay anything, then you get one with WordPress in the thing. So take the call .wordpress.com. And if you want just a straight .com without WordPress being involved, it costs money. WordPress.org is the free website that has the platform, and you can download an application to build your own website, and there's templates and plugins and community support, and it's all completely free. So what's stopping them from just going to this website, grabbing a free template, adding a couple things to it that you request, and selling you that for $800? So when you look at hosting providers, and some of them talk about having a WordPress installer or a WP website builder, that's what they're referring to. They're referring to WordPress.org, where you build a website using the WordPress tools and then integrate it with your hosting provider of choice. Speaking of hosting, your $600 or $800 does not include website hosting. That's just for the website itself. And hosting is really the most expensive part. I mean, I showed you buying the actual domain is like $10 a year. It's nothing. But hosting can be quite expensive on a monthly basis. These prices are for shared hosting, and it's not the best. If you want something like e-commerce hosting, it does get more expensive, up to $13 a month. And these are introductory prices. So after the first year, they're going to absolutely jack up your rates, which is what hosting providers do. Hosting is the most expensive part, not the website, not the domain. So essentially, you're just paying $800 for some dodgy person to pull a template off WordPress.org, add a couple things, add some pictures you wanted, and sell it to you for $800. Not only is the price outrageous for what you get, but it's really outrageous considering that they're using Indian labor, which is the part that's so strange to me. They could easily come in and charge like, $50, $100 and go, look, you're using Indian labor, so it's cheaper. But no, they want to charge you $800 using Indian labor. So going rates for web development for a web dev is around $100 an hour. If you use someone that's in the US or in the EU, if they're in the EU, you pay them in euros and not dollars. And that's how much it usually costs. But again, they're using Indian labor and the websites shouldn't be that complicated. So it should be significantly cheaper, but they're just jacking it up. I've heard that the scammers believe or are told that Americans are filthy rich and therefore we can afford to be scammed. And that must be what it is because this pricing is just outrageous. It's not only outrageous when you consider the cost of living in India, but even just to alternatives. Here is the pricing for WordPress.com, and you can see as low as $48 a year. Goes to 96, goes to 300. Even the top tier is 540. That's less than the 600 or 800 that they want to charge you, and that's including hosting, that's including a domain, that's including the ability to design your website. Okay, but I want an e-commerce website to sell my paintings. Well, if we look at Squarespace, for some reason they don't give you the annual pricing, even though they give you this monthly pricing is based off paying a full year, so I've conveniently added it. For a basic personal site, it's $192, $276. A basic commerce website would do everything I needed it to do and everything that iWeb Next promised me, and that's only $336 a year, significantly less than the 600 or 800 they wanted to charge me. And you get your hosting and you get a domain. So it's just a terrible idea to go with this, and it's a straight up scam. The part that bothers me the most, they don't bother to verify their who is. What these people are doing is they're buying databases, they're buying lists of people who registered domains and just straight calling them. They don't verify the information. They don't do anything. And so that's why they keep calling me, even though I haven't been the owner on paper for over 3 years. If they're this fucking sloppy, could you trust them with your website? I certainly wouldn't. And finally, you have absolutely no recourse if they do a shit job. If they do no job at all, then obviously, product wasn't delivered. They're using Stripe and PayPal, which have some levels of buyer protection, I would suppose. And of course, if you use a credit card, you have that avenue too. But if they just get a template off WordPress.org, add a couple things, and you're not happy with it, what are you going to do? You're going to sue India? You're going to go to fucking Mumbai or whatever and go punch them in the face? Like, what recourse do you have when they take your 800 and give you garbage in return? Absolutely none. So why would you? Okay, I know this is in an awkward place, but I just remembered to do this and I'm too lazy to edit it into the original sections. So let's do business searches, shall we? Florida's business search is absolute trash, which is on par for the state, but there doesn't appear to be an RE Pro Designs registered to do business in Florida. There is no iWeb Next under the North Dakota Department of State, and there is no Digital Metro in Oregon. And now for our main event. So I'd like you to imagine that you're standing on this jetty, staring off into the sea. There's waves crashing, there's screaming children, and as you're trying to take it all in, there's an Indian woman chatting in your ear about a website. That's what happened to me. So unfortunately, I was not in a position to record the initial call because I was on vacation, but some Indian woman called me, addressed me by name, and asked me about my website. I gave her my usual spiel. I'm a painter. I want to sell my paintings on an e-commerce website. She was happy to proceed with that. She then scheduled a Google Meet for the next day, which I missed because I was on vacation. After the phone call, she sent me this email and then proceeded to call me 2 weeks later to discuss the website.
Priya actually brought light into your requirement that you were looking for, like an e-commerce website. You have some artwork to display over on your website as well. So just wanted to know a few things in regards to that. This is a good time to talk, right?
Right.
Perfect. Um, so just on artwork basis, would you want your customers to buy prints off of your website, like just buy prints or just buy the individual artwork from there? Like, for example, we have a painting. If someone wants to buy that painting, they'll be able to purchase it for so and so dollars from your website, or would you want someone to bid on your website?
I think just straight purchasing it at a set price would make more sense. Is it
Okay.
more expensive to add e-commerce integration? Would it be cheaper to just tell them contact me for details and then we can negotiate the everything off the website? Or does it not matter?
Will just lead to a contact us form. It is going to be significantly cheaper than integrating e-commerce or but if you would like, we could also do it in such platforms like, for example, Shopify to build you like a template base. So it's not customized completely, but you're also getting a website with e-commerce features, but in good price where it's not too low and it's not too high, so it's like a perfect medium. How many paintings are you looking forward to display? Do you have like a rough number?
That's another question. So if I was just going to sell them,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I would say probably around 10 or 15 at most. I don't want to have like a huge catalog of things available. I want to keep it limited. But if I wanted to have like a back catalog, like here's things that I made in the past, but that I no longer, that would take more
Mm-hmm.
storage. So that would be another. How much storage is provided with hosting?
That also depends on the hosting that you take over. And like your basic hosting usually comes up with like, let's say 15 to 30 GB of storage.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fine.
Mm-hmm. So how much storage are you looking forward to? So you are looking for like a back catalog, if I just ask you.
I mean, if it's possible, why not? I'd rather have it than, not do it and
Mm-hmm.
then want it later and be like, hey, I need you guys again. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
already here, might as well, right?
Right, that makes sense. I mean, see, according to our storage space, we can just see how much ever back catalog we can fit. It's not necessary that we fit in each and every project,
Right.
but we can also have like highlights of the best painting or of the best artwork that you have, sold to so and so person. However you want to display it. Do you have like a specific platform that you want to stick to? Like, let's say, usually for e-commerce integration, we stick to WordPress because it's really easy to customize and how your website looks and any other plugins and functionalities that you want to add in. It's very easy on WordPress.
Yeah, and it would also be easier for me to work with it as well, since I wouldn't want to have a situation where I'm like, oh, hey, I need to update my phone number on the website. Do it, like that would be annoying to have to bug you guys every single time for changes.
Right.
So
Right. Okay. And so WordPress is preferred. So usually for, let's say, website design for e-commerce, if you're just having 10 to 15 products, we have like a monthly plan that goes on. So it's like an upfront payment of $8.99, and then on a per month basis, you can go for like a $199 per month plan. Is that suitable for you?
yeah, I mean the pieces are quite expensive, so it's possible there's enough of a margin where I could afford to do that. And it would also help expansion because I mean I could be like, oh yeah, contact me for details. And if someone's local, then it's easy. But if they're across the country, how do you, they're gonna ship money in the mail? Like how do I? So having a payment integration would solve all those headaches.
Payment integration, yes, right. So in this plan, payment integration is already involved. So that's why the your payment plan is going to be a little bit more on the expensive side, but it's
Right.
not too expensive because this will have all of your integrations that will be needed for an e-commerce website. So like your products and every individual product page, and then you'll have your cart, and then you'll have your payment integration, how many ever payment methods you would like to involve. Do you have like a specific payment integration that you would want to pursue with? So let's say Stripe or like a bank that you want to integrate into your website.
No, whoever is the easiest or cheapest to integrate is fine. I don't really have a preference.
We can recommend some payment integration applications that you can look forward to. We mostly recommend Stripe, but we'll see. I will definitely ask Priya to send you some options for payment. Okay, and will shipping be involved in this as well, like in your website?
I think maybe it makes sense not to, just because
Mm-hmm.
paintings require like custom packaging, like custom framing and custom boxes to
Right.
properly. So
Right.
I don't know how well
Mm-hmm.
like a UPS tool is set up to handle that. Maybe it would make more sense to just do like free
Mm-hmm.
shipping, and when they buy it, I get their address and I take care of it from my end. Um,
Yeah, that can definitely work. So it'll just display as free shipping. You'll just take over their address, and then you will handle the shipping all by yourself. So yeah, that's no issues. So we have your shipping covered as well. Would you want like a CRM or like a system to be integrated with your website? So for example, or do you want to look forward to a client portal on your website, or is it just someone going, liking the painting, making a purchase, you getting it on your email or your system, and that's about it?
I think that would work better just because it's quite low volume. If I was selling hundreds, then you would
Mm-hmm.
want a whole system. But for having
Right.
15 to 20 at a time, and this is something that moves a lot, it'd be fine with just like a sales at email address, and I can take care of the email part myself, like a custom. Once we have a domain, setting up a custom email address, and I can do that part myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that works out. Yeah, so I think this is our pricing that we can go forward with, like your $899 down payment and then $199 per month on a contract basis for an year. So in this, you'll be handling your maintenance. So if you have any problems with, not just problems, if you need any changes that need to be made on your website, you can just straight away contact Priya. She'll be your account manager.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just email us and we'll make sure that the changes are done within 24 to 48 hours. And other than that, hosting, if you're taking care of the hosting, that's great. If you want us to send you some hosting plans as well, we can do that for you. Other than that, you already have your domain figured out. So we have everything figured out. We'll just need to look forward with your website design. After you look over the proposal that Priya sends to you, if you're open, we'll be also open to send some templates over to you to see how you would like your website to look like. It can give you like a base, let's say, a base idea on how your website is going to look like, what functionalities you like. Those templates are completely customizable, whether it be any section or whether it be theme colors. So it can be designed up to your likings. After we do that, our usual sign-up process usually goes, or onboarding process usually goes, where we sign our agreement and then followed by invoice, and then in the next 24 to 48 hours, we'll be allotting a team as in your website developers, content creators, and SEO specialists to make sure all the content is right. And after your team allotment, your project will begin. So it will take around, let's say, if I'm just taking a safe timeline, it will take around 30 to 40 working days to complete your project. It can be done sooner, but I'm just taking a safe timeline because we have other projects in line as well.
Jesus. Yeah, that would be doable. Again, it's not like an urgent project, just something that I kind of dreamt up one day. I'm like, yeah, I should do that, but then never got around to setting anything up. So yeah, there's no time urgency. It's fine.
Is it okay if we can maybe send an agreement to you today? Like, we'll send the proposal to you of the pricing that I mentioned. After we send the proposal, I will be sending some templates over in that same proposal also. And then I'll send the agreement to you. Will you be able to sign it today and then starting right away? Or do you want like a timeline by the end of the week or anything?
Yep, you heard that right. $8.99 upfront payment for the website, which, inflation, so used to be $800, now it's $8.99. But then they want $199.99 a month. A month for 12 months. What does that cover? Well, they weren't very clear about it, but it sounds like it's like website maintenance or some shit. Like, it's just, that's $2,400 in addition to the cost of making the website. What? Per the contract, you get things like the e-commerce website, shopping cart, checkout page. None of these things are particularly special. Order details. It says website hosting, but in the call, she said that either I provide my hosting or they could show me plans. So it sounds like website hosting is extra. Security, maintenance, mobile responsive of website. Nice. Mobile responsive website for all mobile screen existing and in future also. Product listing lists you in fronted website with bulk order of clients. Content updated provided by the client. Mobile responsive website again. Updated version of all the plugins. This is just embarrassing. Like, really, if you're charging this much and you claim to be such a good company, these are just gross. They do make sense, though, for Indian scammers that have a bad grasp of the English language. So who the hell are these people? Well, in the contract, they claim that they're a Delaware-based website design and development company that have been in business for over 10 years. That's quite an embarrassing number of typos for a company that's been doing this for 10 years. Also, I could have sworn that Priya's little footer said that they're in Rhode Island, not in Delaware. This is their website. Apparently, they do a lot of stuff with the cloud, and they have a lot of different services like mobile app development, cloud services, cybersecurity, design consulting, etc. So it's interesting that for such a big, experienced company, they have to resort to cold calling Americans with outdated information just to drum up business. Just like the others, they claim to have a U.S. presence. On their website, they say they have a Florida office and a Rhode Island office, nothing in Delaware. There is no Plaxonic in the Rhode Island business listing. They did actually bother to register themselves in Florida. You can see here they've been registered for a number of years, and you can see here in their annual report that this appears to be run by Louis Alessi and his presumably wife, Melissa, and they are the president and vice president, respectively. Later that day, I got a call from...
my name is Chef. You can call me Chef.
I don't know about you, but I heard chef, like a chef that cooks. Anyway, Chef is urging me to please sign the agreement so they can get the invoice to me so we can get started right away because they're trying to lock me into their scam like really quickly. But I had some questions for him, like what happens after the 12 months?
After 12 months, we kind of hand over all of the files over to your server, like the website files and the ownership access,
Right.
so that you have all of the files with you. And then it's your wish, like you want to continue our services. We kind of offer maintenance services also, like that's $99 per month, and that's your wish if you want to continue with the maintenance services or not. That's totally your, in which we'll be taking care of the website, like the hosting, the website security, or some minor changes you'll be needing. So that will be done by our side.
Right. Does this include hosting?
The 199 can?
Yeah. There's the website.
I guess so.
Yeah. I figure for that much, you better include hosting. Product listings.
Yeah, like basic hosting. If minor content changes are there, like you want to change some of the text content of the website, that can be done till 1 month. What we do is we offer full liberty to the customers. They can ask us any changes that they need on the website, and that will be done from our side. No charges included.
So I think I'm misunderstanding this. The $200 a month is not paying for maintenance. It's just the true cost of the website spread out over 12 months because...
Well, if you want to not continue the service with us, so I'm just putting this into your... I'm just putting in mostly because of the information that you need.
Right.
So this will be an agreement. So if you want to break it or not continue service with us, you'll just have to go forward with, paying the remaining of your payments and then not continue with us.
So the true cost of this website is a staggering $3,300. And then he drops this gem.
Usually it takes around 15 to 20 days to build a website, e-commerce one.
$3,300, and it's going to take them 2 to 3 weeks to make a basic ass e-commerce website with like 10 products. I wonder if they're outsourcing it to another group and that's why it takes so long because of the lead time. Because otherwise, this company is the epitome, the absolute textbook definition of incompetence. In addition to being a scam, of course. I dug into the company, but I haven't talked about the people yet. So the main players here are Priya, who is supposedly the account manager. She's the one who called me in the first place. She's the one who's been emailing me. You haven't heard her voice yet, but you will soon. Next is Ashwarya, or Ash, and she does website inquiries or client inquiries. And finally is Chef, who does onboarding, whose voice you heard last. Now, both Priya and Ash have 401 area code numbers, but Chef has a 727 area code number. And so I asked about that. The onboarding guy has a 727 area code. So I'm like, wait, everyone else has a 401. What happened with him?
We also work remote, right? So some of our team members have 727 area code numbers. So they're based in Florida and we're based from Providence, Rhode Island.
Right.
That's where our headquarters is anyways.
Oh, you mean that Rhode Island office that doesn't exist? Anyway, if you trace their numbers, Priya's and Chef's just lead to the city that they apparently are in, but Ash's number definitely leads to her name. If you look at the carrier, Priya and Chef use Vonage. I've never seen Vonage as a VoIP provider for scammers before, but there's a first time for everything. And Ash is using Peerless, which is classic. In her footer, Priya says that her number is a mobile number. There's an M next to it, but this is very clearly not a mobile number. Since her number still works, I decided to call Priya to ask her more about these inconsistencies and the scam in general.
Hi, my name is Priya.
Hi, Priya. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Can I speak with Marcus?
Speaking.
That's great. Marcus, if you remember, we had a conversation regarding your Google My Business page and creating more business calls for you. So that's the reason I called you.
Right. I actually had some questions of my own, if you have time.
Uh-huh.
So, remind me of the company name again?
It's Amazing 7.
Amazing 7?
Uh-huh.
How do you... Is like the number 7?
Yeah, it's the number 7.
What happened to Plaxonic?
No, actually, Plaxonic is our parent company, and Amazing 7 is a DBA under it.
Because I remember your email being with Plaxonic, so I'm just like, huh.
No, it's not like that, actually. Plaxonic is our parent company, and Amazing 7 is a DB under it. So Amazing 7 deals with the website designing, marketing. So it's like that. We have different branches, and we have, after COVID, we shifted to India, and that's where Amazing 7 and Plaxonic come to the frame.
Oh, so everyone's in India?
Yeah.
Because you told me you were in Rhode Island.
Yeah, we have our office in Rhode Island.
But
but we have our main branch.
Plaxonic isn't a registered business in Rhode Island. Like, they don't have a business presence according to the Secretary of State.
No, you can search for it.
I did. There's no
Plaxonic.
Plaxonic. If you go to the Rhode Island Secretary of State business search, there is no Plaxonic.
It's not like that, sir. We have our office in Providence, Rhode Island for this Amazing 7, which is our main company. So.
Oh, okay. Different name, yeah. Because also the Plaxonic contract said that the company is based in Delaware. So I'm like, where'd Delaware come from?
No, we have Plaxonic and Amazing 7 are different things.
Right.
For Plaxonic, we have our office in Delaware, and for Amazing 7, we have our office in Rhode Island.
Right. But you yourself live in India.
Yeah.
Because I remember you told me you live in Rhode Island, because you have a Rhode Island number.
It's not like that, sir. Our sales team is in India, so we operate from India, from Delhi.
But the like the engineers and stuff that build the website are going to be U.S. based.
If you want me to send the address, I can send you the address, sir. It's not like that.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm still quite confused. There is Plaxonic does have, like, they are registered in Florida. The address that's on the website does match the business listings and everything for Florida, but not for Rhode Island. So I'm like,
We have a small office in Rhode Island, sir. But after that, we have shifted to Florida. Let me just send you the whole address.
Sure, yeah. That'll make it a little easier for me to look this up.
Uh-huh.
So is our Ash and the onboarding guy also in India?
Ash, yeah, we have. So you had a word with Ash, I think so.
Yeah, I remember her also saying that she lives in Providence, Rhode Island. So I'm like, are you guys sure? Because you have pretty pronounced Indian accents, and there is no Plaxonic in Rhode Island. So I'm like, this isn't sounding right.
Oh, that's a misunderstanding, I think so.
She wanted to email me the address. I'm not sure why she couldn't just dictate it over the phone. I did not have a burner email ready for her, so I asked her if she could text me. She said yes, but then she said her texting system wasn't working and asked for an email. So while I was trying to make the burner email for her, I asked this question. Is the pricing still the same, though? I think I was quoted, like, because I wanted, for the website, I think it was quoted, like, $8.99 plus $199.99 a month for 12 months. Does that sound right, or is it different now?
Just give me a second. Let me ask from her.
There is no Amazing 7 registered in Rhode Island or in Florida. So there you have it. I mean, since her number works, I guess I could call her and Ash and the others back and just keep pestering them with questions. But at least I got them to admit that they really live in India. And at the end of the day, they're just Indian scammers. So there's really not much to gain from continuing to bother them. You can't get blood from a stone. If you've made it this far, you're in for a treat, because it's time for the showdown. So I've been talking to these people for several days across multiple phone calls. They've sent me the agreement, they've sent me the invoice, and they are giddy with excitement that they're about to scam me out of $3,300. Priya calls me, and she wants to arrange a big 4-way call between all of us so they can answer all of my pressing questions and finally push me towards signing the agreement and paying the first invoice. But I had other plans.
What I think the priority is right now, that I had a conversation with my development team. So I must say that we should start the project before the month end so that we can get the project delivered on the time. So I think Shivansh from our onboarding team, he also get in contact with you yesterday, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I'm here to help you with the agreements. Like if you need any help with signing the agreement, I can come over a Google Meet with him, and we can help you with all the procedure.
I mean, through DocuSign, it's pretty easy. I did have one other question. Do you, as a manager, do you know how to perform a whois search?
Research.
Whois. WHOIS.
Quiz, yes.
A query to, like, find out who owns a website. You do a whois search, right?
Yeah.
Can you do one for this website just to make sure that we're both saying the same thing?
Sure. Sure, I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, should I send you the link for the meeting? We can do that over a call.
I mean, before we get to the lead, I just want to tie this up. I just want to make sure we're both saying the same thing. So if you could do the search now and let me know what you find.
Okay. Yeah, it's showing registrar Cloudflare INC registered on 9th May 2021. Like, I have all the information.
Who's the registrant?
Registrant, it's Ryan Edward.
And what's his phone number?
His contact number is 1-408-996-1010.
That's not my phone number.
Yeah. So, wait. Technical contact, administrative contract. Ryan at. Okay, great. So, what you would like to do, like. Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, you still there?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so you called me from the same number? So when I got the call, it's showing anonymous. Like, this is also your number?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, what happens? Sometimes people list their domains with another number. So,
What do you mean?
like, you have two different numbers. On domain, you have another number, as you are saying, like the 401, 408-996-1010. That's why. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Okay. So, should we go ahead?
So, you guys didn't do a who is search before you called me about this website?
No, actually, I didn't get a chance. I was only having your domain with me, so that's the reason I called you directly.
Right, but how did you get my information if that's not what's in who is?
Actually, I was just dialing the numbers. We use a kind of software which gives us some of the numbers to dial, like who will be having a web domain. So I just got your domain from there only. So I just dial, I get in touch with you, and then we are here.
So you didn't do a who is search, you just, whatever the lead generation program gave you is what you called. Interesting.
Like, I was searching for the person who are really in need of getting the things done. Like, some people have their domain, and when I clicked, they are showing that their website is also already there. But when I opened your domain, so it came across that website is not there. So that's why.
Right. Can you send me a screenshot of what it looks like on your program, the information? Because again, that information doesn't match what's in who is. So I'm curious where that information came from then.
Okay, sir. So I generally want to ask you, like, if you're still interested in going forward with the project, I'll be sending you the screenshot also. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, I have the contract and everything. I just wanted to make sure this part is, because again, who is the be all end all, who owns a website. So if this is the information being shown, why was I contacted? That's what I'm wondering. And you're saying there's a program that I guess finds phone. I don't know. So can you share me screenshots? Can you show me what you're seeing on your end? Because it's not matching what I'm seeing on my end about who owns this website.
Okay. The same screenshot. Okay, I'll share that.
Okay.
I'll be sharing that screenshot to your email. Okay.
Yes.
You want the screenshot of the software from where we used to dial, like where I got the number.
Yeah, if you can. I'm not sure if that's like proprietary, but I'm curious how that works. Because again, who is...
We got in touch around 10 to 15 days ago, I think so. And then you went to vacations. So I don't have that information right now with me. I'm so sorry for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anything you have, because again, the only source I have for the ownership of this website is who is. So if you have something different, I'd like to see what you have, if that's possible.
I'm so sorry for that. Basically, we have our technical team that handles all our information. We mostly reach out. So that's where I got your information and I called you. And then I just got to know about your needs for the website, for the e-commerce and painting. So that's why.
But you didn't go in and verify that that information is correct. Someone gave you, hey, this number, this website, call them, and you just kind of did it.
I know it's not like that. It was just like I was searching, but I was not able to get the more information. It's okay if you're not comfortable in going forward with the project because I sense some trust issues is going on. It's like that.
I'm just really curious how it worked on the back end because again, why would you not do a who is search?
Basically, we have so many numbers to dial. So I was just searching for the people who have their domain registered. So I got your domain and dialed. And after that, I came to know about your needs. So I'm here to help you with that.
I'm still trying to figure out where you found the number though, because again, this number is not listed in the who is. So where'd it come from?
Yeah. When I got your the listing, I got the number you have for that one with the in the starting. I was already having that number with me.
And you didn't verify it with who is, you just called it.
I was not having that information. I was only having your domain, your contact number, and your email address.
But again, where did that come from if it's not in who is?
That's what I'm trying to say, sir. I'm in a sales team. I used to handle the accounts of the people, so we get in touch. But for all the information we are getting from the numbers, emails, names, domain, we have our technical team that handles all our information, and we mostly reach out. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just work as a business advisor. Like my work is to get the people's or to help people who are in the need of getting websites or any kind of services. As for this, like Ash, she's our website expert, so she'll be handling all the details, all the work with the website related questions if you have. Same goes for Shivan. He's our onboarding team member. So if when we used to send the agreement to our clients or customers, he used to handle all that part. So we have different departments for different things.
And so
go ahead.
The technical team's responsibility to check who is, not yours. So like they give you the information and you trust that what they're giving you is correct.
Sir, there might be a confusion or mix-up with the numbers, so that's why we verify by asking names and if they own specific domains. Like if you remember when we get over a call first, I'll just ask you that is this because I want to verify that, I'm talking to the right person. Say to the email, when I was taking your email, I also verified the email also from you that, is this the right email?
Right. You verified who I am, but did you verify who owns the actual website, which is the more important part?
Okay, so see, usually if there are people we are calling, if they are not interested or not the right person, they say it over a call. So when you said that, yes, I am, and this is the right email, so there I come to know that, I'm reaching out to the right person.
So it's the person who you call unsolicited, whose number's on the do not call list, to verify whether or not they're interested. It's not your job to verify the information in the first place.
I feel like you're treating me like a Medicare call that you get it on a daily basis, just like yesterday.
Okay, so for some context, if I was on the phone with any of them and I received a scam call, I would just conference Priya or Ash into the scam call so they could hear it. I don't really know why. I guess I thought it was funny. I didn't include that because there weren't really any exciting reactions. One of them did say,
"It's okay, they're also trying to make a living, so..."
Of course, an Indian scammer who relies on unsolicited cold calls to Americans isn't going to denounce another Indian scammer making unsolicited cold calls to Americans. The strangest part is if they know I'm a scam baiter and they know that I hate unsolicited cold calls and unsolicited cold calls is how they reached me in the first place, why that wouldn't set off alarm bells or why they wouldn't see red flags with that. Maybe they thought that they earned my trust. Maybe they're just a special type of stupid. I mean, I did just show them that I'm not actually the owner of this website, and all she could say was, "So do you want to proceed, or..." I should introduce Priya to Aniket. I think they'd be good friends. Anyway, back to the call.
Yeah.
I mean, I do this for a living, but no, this is a bit different. It's still a bit investigative. I'm still confused, though, like where the information came from. Because again, go look on Whois. Who actually owns the website? What does Whois say about who actually owns this website?
I have all the information right now with me that you are the main registrant. As you said, that your number is here. So, if you still want to go that much in deep, we have our technical teams. I can ask from them if I have any doubt. I can add them. As I say that I have only that much of information that relates with my work, my job, or my department.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying.
Are you able to share that information then? Because again, you're telling me I have information that's not in Whois. Well, share
Okay,
it. What you
so
got?
I can do one thing. Should I add a technical team over a call? They
Sure.
want to answer all your doubts.
Of course.
Should I?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be calling them. Just give me a second, okay?
Okay.
So I have one of my technical team members with me, so he can answer all your calls and whatever question do you have, so he'll be there to help you with that.
Awesome. Hi.
Very good day to you. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. So, seems like you're having some questions and queries. How can I help you today, sir?
So we're at the end stages of getting everything locked up. I have the contract. I have the invoice, the Google Drive link. Everything's set.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was curious about is that if you query the Whois for this, yeah, go ahead.
I'm listening to you, sir. Go ahead. I was just agreeing. Okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If you query the Whois for this website, it's a completely different person. So I was trying to figure out how you got this phone number and how you guys figured out that, or how you guys assume that I own this website. And she just goes, I don't know, technical team gave me the number. I called the number. I'm like, you didn't verify it in Whois? No, technical team. I'm in sales. And she just kept passing the buck to you. It's technical's fault. It's technical's fault. So she's like, I'll pass you to technical, and technical can answer for it. So I guess this is your fault. But yeah, I just wanted to know, where, because again, if you look in Whois, not my name, not my phone number, not my email address. So where did you come to the conclusion that I'm the owner of this website?
Okay, it seems like, sir, it's a mistake on our end. Okay, we accept it. That might be an issue. That might something that the rep wasn't able to verify the call before giving you a call or the data. So I completely understand. I apologize that you're going through with such a trouble. Okay, and we'll make sure that you'll not receive a call from our end, and we'll cancel everything in.
I mean, it's not trouble for me. This has been fun. I'm just I enjoy going this deep. You guys don't verify Whois information before you make these calls?
See, generally, we do receive data, and we have a data collection team who take care of it. Generally, they do verify a lot of things, but there might be a glitch. It happens with anyone. We are in technology, so we understand that there were some glitches, and it's something which we can understand. It can happen with anyone, okay? And that's why we are called humans. We're not AI, so it happens. So I apologize on their behalf, okay? And we completely understand it was a miscalculation. It happens. Generally, it doesn't happen with a lot of clients. That's why whenever we call, we ask for the client's name, okay? And seems like it was your name, but might possible it was a mistake on our end. We were not able to verify all the details before sending you all the contracts or the invoice. And I was skeptical also while I was sending the invoice to you, why the invoice had been sent to your name rather than your business. So I thought that you asked for it by sending it to your name. So it seems like the playing was going on from both the ends. Okay, so you play along with us, and you make sure that we tell we get to understand what exactly our problem is or what exactly our issue is. So we understand that. We'll make sure that from the next time we're not going to follow the same thing. Okay, and we'll take care of it from the next time. Thank you very much, Forrest.
But what I'm wondering is, did no one sit down and query the who is for this website and be like, wait a minute? Because, of course, that's the other thing. She's like, well, we have different phone numbers. We have different information. Our leads. So, like, what information do you have? Can you send me a copy of what you have? Because, again, if I want to know who owns a website, I query who is and I call that number. So, yes, everything was right all along. You got the right name, you got the right email, you got the right phone number based off the information that you have, but that's not what's in who is. Did no one check who is?
Oh, that's what I'm saying, sir. That's not. We do not check who is for every time when we make a call. Okay, we have an automatic system who dials the numbers, and we get the data. That's how we dial. So, this is what I'm saying. It might happen on our end, and we accept. Okay, that it's from our end, and I'm not sure if it's something what I can do to make sure that it will not happen again. I'll look into the things. I'll speak to the management. We'll make sure that it will not happen again. But understanding that perspective, I understand it's not your business. I understand that it's not your domain. It's just the name and the number and the email address belongs to you. Okay, my possible it's a record which goes up and down. My possible you made a purchase of the domain recently and the record goes up and down. In some case, that might be one scenario, but I can say that they did not check every time when they make a call for the hubris. So I understand that and I accept it. I apologize. That's what I can say. Apart from that, do you have any request from our end to take care of?
So you guys charge $3,000 for a website? You don't bother to check who is?
Excuse me?
You guys charge $3,000 for a website, but you don't bother to check who is for every single lead?
So generally, when we build the website, we provide to take care of the hosting and the domain sometime also. So we do not bother to check. And generally, when we provide the websites to the customer, we take care of it that there would be a privacy enabled for the customer, so they do not receive a lot of such calls like that. So not possible that's how we work for the customers. So if I'll be working with you and you want me to make a purchase of a domain, which later will be transferred to you, I'll take care of it. That your privacy will be enabled on that one.
So, are you able to send me a copy of the records or the data that you have? Because, again, you're just repeating, we didn't check who is, we had this information that we got that said that you on the website. I want to see what that is.
No, I can't send you the data, sir. To answer your question, I can't send you the data, okay?
Did you know?
Just to answer your question.
Did you know that under?
I'm not repeating. I'm not able to send you the data.
Did you know that under the California Consumer Privacy Act, you have to tell me what information you have about me?
No, we only have your number, name, and email. The domain was wrong, okay? And we dialed it through an automatic system. I do not have that information in front of me. Apart from that, I do not have anything else, sir.
Okay.
And if we make you a call and we talk about that, is this your domain? You could have simply said, no, it's not my domain. You could have simply hang up and say it's the wrong number.
Or you could have verified your information before making the call.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could have verified the information, but you could have said that this is the wrong number. It can happen from both the ways, okay? So let's cut it out, sir. You're not doing business with us. We're not doing business with you anymore. So I'll cancel the invoice. I'll cancel the agreement. We'll part ways there, okay?
The last part is that your company owes me $1,500 because my number's on the do not call list and you violated it. So I need to know who to talk to get that payout. If you have a legal team or a manager you want to pass me off to, I'm happy to. But you did violate the do not call list, so you're going to be in legal trouble unless we settle this.
Okay. You send me see, generally when you are you registered yourself on a do not call list?
Yes, many months ago.
But your number is available on publicly, and seems like what I understand, how long you've been in sales?
It doesn't matter. It's the FCC. It's the
Hello?
do not call list.
No, I wanted to understand how long. See, you've been talking about laws to me. I'll simply explain it to you, okay?
Sure.
And I believe that if your number is available anywhere in public, okay, I'm able, and if I'm dialing something related to it, which I need to offer a service, or that you can deny it, or you can say, no, I'm not interested. It's been happening a lot, okay? So I've been dealing this with on almost a daily basis. So let's just get this out, sir. Let's not discuss this. Let's not get into it a lot. Okay, let's stop this. To be honest, okay. And I believe that it was her. I can understand it was her mistake. She didn't check it that it was the right thing, but I accept it on her behalf. She's in my team, okay, and I accept it on her behalf that it was a mistake.
I'm happy you believe.
If you're
that
enjoying your conversations with them, okay, you've been investing time for 1 hour, 2 hour, okay, and you've been asking a lot of things. You've been taking interest while you looking for an artist or you a painting website, but you played along with them, okay. So I'm not sure if you're taking interest with that, okay. You rather simply say that on the very first call you simply said that I am in a do not call list. Do not call me again. I won't call you again. Okay, so if you played along, then we played along. To be very honest, we were not aware that it's not your number, it's not your domain. Okay, so we didn't check it. I accept it. Okay, that's my mistake. But try and understand it. This clear this out. Okay, we'll part ways here. We'll not be gonna making you calls anymore. I cancel the agreement. I'll cancel the invoice. We're good to go. Okay.
You still broke the law, though. It doesn't matter if we're parting ways. You still violated the do not call list.
Excuse me?
You still broke the law by violating the do not call list.
So do one thing. I'll give you an email and go ahead and send an email to them. They'll respond to you. Okay? I'll ask Priya to do it.
What's the email?
Okay? No, I'll ask Priya to send it to you.
Oh, they'll send me an email.
Supposed to be legal at amazing7.com.
Oh, the legal. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
They'll all yeah. Because I mean, obviously you can't speak on their behalf, so I will deal with them.
Sure. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day.
Do you know if your auto dialer software checks against the do not call list?
Excuse me?
Do you know if your auto dialing software checks against the do not call list?
See, basically, we do remove do not call list numbers, DNC numbers, disconnected numbers, answering machines, not interested clients. We take care of it by ourselves, okay? They do it, okay? Might possible you recently updated, might possible you take a new number. There are possibilities. I'm not sure about it, okay? But it happens, okay? So, see, a mistake can happen with anyone. If you're very rigid about it, you're trying to understand that we're not going to work along, okay? So I completely understand that. So there's no point of we can put into a lot of things, okay, which you feel like that you've been investing a lot of time of yours, wasting our time, your time also. Seems like you're too much free, but I'm not. Okay, so let's not do this. Okay,
So
let's cut the call. I've already given you the email. You email them, talk to them. That's my legal team. They'll take care of it.
as I was editing this video, I noticed that I had received this email. So I responded asking if they had a website because I wanted to know what company was behind it, and I got this. I mean, at least they emailed it and didn't call, and my email provider's excellent spam filter sent it into the spam folder in the first place, which is why I didn't notice it. But does no one... Come on, guys, just do a Whois search. It's really not that hard. The domain in question will expire in May 2025, so look forward to a video next year about companies calling me and emailing me to provide web development services for a domain that no longer exists. It's gonna happen. I guarantee it.